And police are set to give us an update this morning after arrests were made in a $20 million gold heist from Pearson Airport last year.
Yeah, a lot of people couldn't believe a crime like that could have been committed at the airport. Courtney Heels is joining us live with more on this. We're going to hear from police in about an hour's time, Courtney.
We are, and we're hoping to get some more details on what they know about this investigation and who is responsible for it. We have learned that 3 people from Brampton have been arrested and charged. We don't know the details yet on the charges, but obviously this was mind-blowing to many people given the value of the goods taken from this cargo shipment out of Pearson Airport 1 year ago today, guys. So that's how long investigators have been looking into the circumstances surrounding this case. So we'll bring you back to a year ago today. That's when police were notified, Peel Regional Police. Really, they didn't say an awful lot about the case at that time, but through a statement of claim filed with a lawsuit involving Brinks and Air Canada, Brinks had said someone gained access to Air Canada cargo warehouse, and they say they got access to the shipment of gold bars and cash just 40 minutes after the cargo landed. Let's talk to Chris Lewis now. He's a CTV public safety analyst who joins us live this morning. Good morning, Chris. When you hear the details involved in this, and a lot of those details, as I said, coming through this lawsuit, but the suggestion that the valued goods arrived at Pearson Airport and about 40 minutes later someone got access to it, what really stands out to you?
Well, the quickness that occurred is mind-boggling, and there's no way it could have occurred without inside information. What was coming in and when? I mean, how does someone prepare papers and identification accordingly to pick something up that just arrived 40 minutes ago without inside information? So it's going to be very interesting to see in this press conference whether or not any of the people charged are affiliated with Air Canada or in some way work within the Pearson Airport. And then we may not hear a lot of details about how exactly it happened. We may have to rely on the details contained with that lawsuit, because ultimately people aren't going to want to say a lot that might jeopardize the prosecution of these 3. But lots to learn.
And give us a sense, Chris, what police would do to try and determine if there was, in fact, some insider information that someone was tipped off about what was coming in.
Well, I think interviewing the 3 that are arrested and charged is going to be interesting. Has someone spoken up? Because after the U.S. authorities arrested the one individual with 60-some guns that were destined for Canada, things seem to unfold. So, were ultimately they looking for someone down there based on Peel information from their from the investigation they did conduct? Or did that individual roll over, tell the police in the U.S. something, trying to get a deal on the guns, and ultimately turn in people on the Canadian side in relation to the gold heist? I mean, we really won't know until the evidence comes out, so I'm only surmising here.
Another question, Chris, and I don't know if you'd have the answer to this, but the value of the goods, I mean, $20 million worth of gold bars, there was some U.S. currency. That amount, would security not typically travel with valued goods like that?
You would think, and I don't know for sure, but I know just in my experience in the OPP, we had gold shipments coming out of the far north and gold mines all the time. And there was grave concern about how some of that might fall into the right hands. And so security was pretty high around those issues. So how did this occur? One of the biggest gold heists in the world in history. And $2 million in cash. I mean, this is a big one. Do you just look at someone's ID and say, here you go? Is there no security arrangements? You just hand it over to somebody to cart this stuff away? I mean, there's so many unknowns here, but it's really mind-boggling that it happened, number one, mind-boggling that it happened so easily, number 2. And that's why I've always felt there has to be some inside information there, some assistance from within.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll have a few more answers on how something like this could happen later on this morning. Chris Lewis is CTV public safety analyst joining us live this morning. Thank you, sir, for your time.
Thank you, Courtney. Anytime.
Yeah. So, Nick, Jennifer, as you heard there, many people want to know exactly how someone could pull something like this off and more details on who's responsible. We have learned 3 people from Brampton arrested and charged. More details coming up 9 o'clock right behind me here at this police station in Brampton. Over to you.
I am so curious to hear what the chief has to say. It'll be fascinating. Courtney Heels live in Brampton this morning. Court, thanks.